both in the waiting room and all of you who are joining us here in Teva for Shabbat. We're so glad that you can join us on this Shabbat evening. We'll get started in just one moment. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you are on Zoom, we invite you to share a Shabbat message, a Shabbat greeting. Tell us where you are watching, where you're praying from this evening. If you're in Teva tonight, I invite you to wave to each other, to namaste, whatever you want to do. We begin with an Emanu-El. Shabbat Shalom. Barbara and Jerry Eisner wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom in our chat box. Feel free to use those chats as we get to know our Shabbat community this evening. It's a really special Shabbat. I know that I say that a lot, but it is true. This is a special Shabbat because today is the first day of Elul. And for me, that makes it really nerve-wracking because just in 4 weeks, we will be gathered in our parking lot to welcome Erev Rosh Hashanah and be together. And I'll tell you, my sermons are far from done. So I share a blessing for this moment. Elul, an island in the year. Before we slip too quickly into the season of soul, let there be a Sabbath of Sabbath for the heart. Before the music of creation majesty, let there be a silent praise of existence. Before the feast of sanctified words, let there be a poetry of solitude. Before we enter the palaces of prayer, let us find within ourselves a place of calm. Before we revel in the wondrous and sublime, let there be an honest inward gaze.
But you know what?
Before the ceremony of awe, let there be quieter days, an island of attentiveness. And each day we are traditionally told to say the psalm, Achal Sha'alti, which we will sing now.
The words are Achal Sha'alti me'et Adonai. One thing that I ask of Adonai as part of the case that I will request, Shifti the base Adonai, Kol Yemei Chayai, that I will live in the house of Adonai all the days of my life. L'chazot Eno Adonai, to gaze upon the pleasantness of Adonai, to prepare the Halo, and to visit God's house. By Emmanuel. Achal Sha'alti me'et Adonai. Achal Sha'alti What can you know? I don't know. Who was there? Where they go? Oh, what I do, can no one do to get upon your beauty of all the
We continue with the words of Hine Matov. How wonderful it is that we are here in Teva, that we are here on Zoom, celebrating Shabbat. Tomorrow morning we have 3 Benot Mitzvah, which we are really excited about. And one of our Bat Mitzvah girls are joining us on Zoom. So I'm going to unmute Rachel Fetchwinger, and she is going to light the Shabbat candles in her home with her mother Rebecca and her father Jason. And so we are going to wait 1 second. So Rachel and Jason and Rebecca, we invite you to say those blessings.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
We say Mazel Tov to Rachel. She's been working extremely hard. She was supposed to have her Bat Mitzvah in April. Is that right? And so we are so ecstatic that she can become a Bat Mitzvah tomorrow. So we're going to go all the way back to the book of Leviticus tomorrow. We always like another Leviticus, always a new lesson that we can learn. A prayer for the sunset. I'll let you in on a secret about how one should pray the sunset prayer. It's a juicy bit of praying, like strolling on grass. Nobody's chasing you. Nobody's hurry you. You walk toward your Creator with gifts in pure, empty hands. The words are golden. The meaning is transparent. It's as though you're saying them for the first time. If you don't catch on that you should feel a little elevated, you're not praying the sunset prayer. The tune is sheer simplicity. You're just letting a helping hand to the sinking day. It's a heavy responsibility. You take a created day and you slip it into the archive of life, where all our lived out days are lying together. The day is departing with a quiet kiss. It lies open at your feet. While you stand saying the blessings, you can't create anything yourself, but you can lead the day to its end and see. Clearly the smile of it's going down. Seeing how whole it is, not diminished for a second. How you age with the days that keep dawning. How you bring the lived out day as a gift to eternity. As the sun sets, as we say the sunset prayer, we welcome Shabbat with the words of L'cha Dodi. We wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. You can text a friend, a loved one, someone that you haven't talked to, a wave, a chat in the box to wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. Please be seated and continue our Shabbat service with the words of Hatzi Kaddish. Amen. We rise for the Baruch. Throughout the month of Elul, we'll be using some of our High Holy Day melodies to prepare us for the days of awe. Please be seated. When Israel went forth from Egypt, we went forth. Behind us now the speech of strangers. Ahead, the freedom to speak our own words, and discovery the holy. Witnessing this, the great sea fled. The river changed its course. The mountains danced like rams, the hills like sheep. Sea, river, and mountains, what has become of you? Why flee? Change course. Why dance like rams and sheep? Stand in awe, all the earth. The God of Jacob turns rock to water, stone to gushing stream. Life changes course in an instant. Sing from the heart, awaken to life's wonders. celebrating the joys of Shabbat with Yismechu. To turn to the words of the Amidah, please rise. Return to the words of our hearts as we continue silently to when we're done praying, I invite you to be seated.
And the meditation of my heart, we are accepted to you.
During our silent prayer, you may have been thinking of a loved one who needs a little bit of extra healing of mind, body, or spirit. If you are joining us on Zoom, I invite you to write those who you are thinking of in the chat box. In our synagogue community, thanks to Zalman Bendina, Gabby Kraft-Buckman, Susan Klein, Summer Curter, Susan Robb, Linda Rabino, Arlene Furman, David Bregman, Neil Silverman, Linda Fleischer, Bernie Weinstein, Larry Maslow, Mason Rockmore, Martin Ostroff, Don Hirsch, Pearl Weitzman, Aaron Taylor, Mike Blumenfeld, Marissa Fisher, Harry Shellman, Susan Schneider, Sharon Neese, Rabbi Rob Nassenchuk, Emily Tucker, Andy Scatoria Diori, Barry Sakowitz, Nicasio Gritana, Stacy Whitfield, Nate Maslow, Shirley Rosenberg, Lawrence Zinstein, Barbara Puglisi, Justin Jeffers, Sharon Zinni, Kenneth Diamond, Joyce Kagan, Carol Thau, Jean Barrett, Kathleen Murphy, Leonard Silverman, Mark Gersten, Giza Bakayim, Miriam Uracha, and Ellen Staple. If you are thinking of someone this evening, I invite you to say their name. We also think of Patty McGuire, Jeff Rome, Craig Ware, Lisa Curry, Judy Peskin, Claude Blythe, Shirley Rubenstein, Deb Pulowski Wilson, Samuel Yaakov and David, Lisa Plattner, and Fred Latham. We continue with the words of Misha Dara. continue our service with a blessing over our wine, our kiddush. It's my honor to invite our bat mitzvah woman to lead us in kiddush. And so, Rachel, if you want to unmute yourself, and we invite everyone to rise. If you are, as we say this blessing, we mark the sweetness of this Shabbat. If anything sweet happened to you this past week, I invite you to write it in the chat box as well, so we can acknowledge those sweet events. Rachel, please lead us.
Rikatana, Ohinimalampo, Ray, Peri Hagothan.
Amen.
Rikatana, Ohinimaham, Asher Kushana, Vimeswasat, Viratsavanu, Shabbat, Kusham, Benishana, Ubrason, Hihilanu, Zikaron, May I say Bareshi, Sikayam, Tehila, Mika, Ekodaze, Karitian, Mitraim, Kanu, Virasta, Beatenu, Kidashta, Mikol Hamim, Beshabat, Koshaha, Be'ava, Uvrasan, Hikal, Sanu, Urkata, Adonai, Mikadesh, Ashabat.
Amen.
Amen. L'chaim, take a big sip. Rachel, we are so proud of you. This is our first time we're in Teva and you're at your home. And we are really thrilled that you have been our first bat mitzvah girl to choose to light the candles and to raise the kiddush cup during this pandemic. It's a true testament to who you are, Rachel, and to who your family is as well. And Cantor Ott and I are so thrilled to be sharing the day with you tomorrow. And we look forward to all that you will do and all that you will be for our community and for the Jewish people. For all of us, let's say Mazel Tov to Rachel. Thank you for leading us so beautifully tonight. No one shared anything sweet in the chat box, but actually the ice cream truck was going around just as Rachel was chanting. So that was perfect timing. And if you know of anyone that has just moved to the Westfield area, we are having a prospective members ice cream truck here on Tuesday at 4:30. Please invite them to come and share the sweetness of our Temple of Emmanuel community. Please be seated. For the past many weeks, we've been uploading interviews of Temple Emmanuel staff and lay leaders who have been cross-examined by teams of our congregation. They have been a lot of fun, and if you have not checked out these interviews, I encourage you to do so. I think the interview with Mike Tenney might be trending and going viral. The questions that have been asked are varied. I was asked, why did you decide to become a rabbi? What are your dreams of Temple Emmanuel? And if you were to describe yourself as a type of egg sandwich, what would it be? For those who have not watched my interview, I said, type of egg, what would it be? And for those who did not watch my interview, I said I would be an egg sandwich, a croissant, an egg, and cheddar. But you can watch it to see why I said that. Also in my interview, Eliza Locke and Aaron Locke asked me about my favorite Jewish quote. That was an easy one for me. I told them, Tzedek, Tzedek, Tirdof. Justice, justice, you shall pursue. My favorite quote comes from this week's Torah portion and has been dissected and debated for millennia. Questions have been asked. Why is Tzedek repeated twice? What does it mean to pursue justice? And what is justice anyway? To answer some of these questions, I share with you a favorite story of mine that has been adapted by Harold Schwartz and was a tale received from Ben Zion Ashrov of Afghanistan. There once was a Jew who went out in the world to fulfill the biblical commandment, Tzedek, Tzedek Tirdoth. Justice, justice shall you pursue. Many years passed before the man had explored the known world, except for one last great forest into which he entered. There in the forest he came upon a cave of thieves who mocked him. Do you expect to find justice here? He then went into a hut of witches who laughed at him as well. Do you expect to find justice here? At last, he arrived at a fragile clay hut, and through the window, he could see many flickering flames like our Shabbat candles. He wondered why they were burning. He then knocked on the door, but there was no answer. He pushed the door open and stepped inside. As soon as he entered the hut, appeared much larger than from outside. He saw hundreds of shelves, and on every shelf were dozens of oil candles. Some were sitting in holders of gold, silver, or marble, and others were in modest clay or tin holders. Some were filled with oil and had straight wicks with brightly burning flames. Others had very little oil remaining and were sputtering out. An old man robed in white with a flowing white beard stood before him. Shalom Aleichem. How can I help you? The Jew said, Aleichem Shalom. I've gone everywhere searching for justice, but never have I ever seen anything like this. Tell me, what are all of these candles? The old man said, each is a person's soul. As it says, Ner Adonai Nishmat Adam. The candle of God is the human soul. As long as that person is alive, the candle burns. But when the person's soul takes leave of this world, the candle burns out. The Jew who sought justice said, can you show me the candle of my soul? The old man beckoned, follow me. He led the Jew through the labyrinth of cottages until they reached a low shelf. And there the old man pointed to a candle in a clay holder. That is the candle of your soul. A great fear suddenly enveloped the Jew, for the candle's wick was short, with little oil remaining. Was it possible for the end of his life to be so near, without having known it? He then noticed a candle next to his. It was filled with oil, its wick long and straight, its flame burning brightly. Whose candle is that? He wanted to know. I can only reveal each person's candle to him or herself alone, the old man said. And he left the Jew alone. The Jew stood there, staring at his candle, and then he heard a sputtering sound. When he looked up, he saw smoke rising from another shelf. He knew that somewhere someone was no longer among the living. He looked back at his own candle and turned to the candle next to his, so filled with oil. And a terrible thought came to him. He searched for the old man, but didn't see him. He lifted the candle filled with oil and a long, brightly burning wick, and he held it just above his own. At once, the old man reappeared and gripped his arm, saying, "Is this the kind of justice you seek?" The Jew closed his eyes because the pain of the old man's grip on his arm was so very great. And when he opened them, at last the old man was gone, and the cottage and the candles had disappeared. He stood there, alone in the forest, listening to the trees, whispering his fate. So what do we learn from this story about our famous quote, Tzedek, Tzedek, Tirdot? First, to seek justice is a lifelong quest. But more importantly, the second thing is that in order to really see if we are just, we have to look closely to who we are. I believe that it is no coincidence that we read this famous quote on this Shabbat, the first Shabbat of the Hebrew month of Elul. In order for us to pursue justice, we need to make sure that we are living an ethical and just life. The month of Elul, leading up to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, helps us begin the process. Do we treat all those who we interact with fairly? Do we let our biases sway our decision-making? Do we make choices that benefit ourselves and hurt other people? The pursuit of justice begins with an internal look at our own lives. During this month of Elul, may we evaluate our lives to see if we are truly just. And only after we do this will we have the strength to say, Tzedek, Tzedek, Tirdot. Shabbat Shalom. We continue our service with the words of Aleinu. I invite you to rise.
The Leaning house in the backyard. No.
How come you can't hear it? What happened to the sound? You had it.
Please be seated. At this time in our service, we recall loved ones who have died in this season, in years past, and those who have died in the last 30 days. We recall loved ones who have died in the last 30 days. Mara Deception, husband of Gedalia Fairman, Kathy Pomerantz Feldman, sister-in-law of Terry Bodera, Melvin Berry, father of Ben Berry, Elaine Isaacman, mother of Ellen Albertson, Myra Tipinski, mother of Deborah Weinstein, Gail Bernick, mother of Mark Bernick. Remember those who have died in this season in years past. Gordon Ackerman, Norman Altschuler, Marilyn Bordak, Martha Brown, Eugenia Day, Robert Eisenberg, Rhoda Epstein, Abraham Feldman, Alan Fink, Seymour Flitzer, Shirley Freeland, Sheila Freelander, Violet Friedman, Rose Berman, Bernice Gerstmann, Herb Goldstein, David Golub, Samuel Goodman, Mitzi Gottenfeld, George Groder, Gerald Gross, Sylvia Gross, Edward Grumman, Vicky Haberman, Francis Hertzer, Child Hollander, Sophie Hollander, Max Katz, Rose Kessler, Leon Coffin, Nisa Curry, Norma Leedy, Hannah Lalonda, Jose Levin, Sonia Levinson, Dustin Lippman, Louis McCransky, Bruce Manning, Frederick Meiselman, Sadie Middleburg, Sonia Kabakal Mimiles, Norman Malashuk, Henry Mutler, Joel Muesler, Oscar Neef, Neil Resnick, Frank Rohr, Edric Rose, Kurt Grubel, Samuel Shartoff, Eleanor Scott, Shlomo Shaya, Nathan Sherwin, Bernice Siegel, Louis Citron, Helen Pansky, Eleanor Tishman, Oscar Wald, Eric Wardham, Jack Fishman, Darcy Yates, Ann Hemmel, Trudy Zuckerman, Helen. If you are remembering a loved one, I invite you to rise, say their name. In our chats, we also remember those: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Richard Rogda, Audrey Zoshka, Juan Cruz, Daniel Anderi, and Harriet Miller Ginsburg.
You hear that?
Yourself, bring a loved one today. And I invite our entire congregation to rise and say the words the mourner Kaddish with me. Ikadal v'ikadash shemei Rabba, v'amad divarach l'utei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei v'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'yemru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba v'barach le'olam amei amayim. V'barach v'yishtabach v'yipahar v'yitolmam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei v'kudashah b'richu. Le'inam min kol berchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata, V'amirah v'yama v'yemru amen. Yehi shlama Rabba mit shemaya, V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yemru amen. Osei shalom b'rmama, Uya osei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yemru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and all who mourn, and comfort the bereaved. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated.
Singing Ethan the Hashem the Simcha, Olafanav Bernana, worship God with joy, and come unto God with gladness.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you all for joining.
Yep.
Will be in Teva as well online, as well as our morning minion and holy scrollers, which will all be online as well. We're looking for people to help us.
Shabbat
Shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat shalom,
shalom.
Rosa Dave.
I enjoyed the sermon.
The bat
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Jean.
Good to see everybody.
Shalom.
Hello. Hi, Brad.
Shabbat shalom.
Jackie.
Shabbat shalom.
Mazel tov.
Yeah.
Mark,
Shabbat shalom.
yes.
Mark, you look
Hi,
great.
Marvin, Helene. Nice to
Thank
see
you.
you.
Taking good
Marilyn.
care of you.
Hi.
Thank you.
Feeling better?
See you Sunday.
Great.
Sue Philman, I liked you dancing. Where are you?
Mm. Hey, Marcy.
That's what's her name.
Everybody. Andy and Ellen. Shabbat shalom from Marvin.
Mm-hmm.
Helene.
Shabbat shalom.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you guys are up in the corner there.
Prayers. Thanks for
Shabbat shalom all.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Right.
everyone. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Gail. Shabbat shalom. Nice to see you. Hi, Cynthia. Yeah. I like your picture back there. Yeah. Dina left.
I'm going to leave.
Yeah. Danny Kaplan left. Leave. Okay.
Ellie Albertson? Who's Ellie Albertson?
That's what she calls herself now.
Mm.